Jackie Cataline is making her trading card debut as part of the 2025 Leaf Metal Power Slap cards, pre-selling right now on vaultedicons.com. Jackie, the match that the fans wanted, the match that we wanted, the second time we see you go up against Sheena. How excited are
Yeah,
you for this one?
I'm pretty excited. Obviously, it went how I wanted it to go, but then on the other end, I was disqualified. So I would like obviously to rectify that.
Of course, I know you want to put all the haters to silent mode. This was supposed to happen in Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but now we're going to Saudi Arabia. I mean,
Yeah,
this is kind of a whirlwind for you in a lot of ways. And I mean, it's been a while. So kind of going with Sheena, you've seen her obviously her MMA debut that she made. I know you competed in MMA. Do you feel like this one is going to be even more amped than the initial?
yeah, I think so. I think because she had all the backing behind her because nobody had seen me slap. It was my first time.
Mhm.
And then with me knocking her out like that and then getting disqualified, everybody obviously wants to see if I can eat her slap, and I know that that's what everybody's waiting for. Um, so I'm pretty excited for it.
I mean, you've got multiple matches lined up here. I know you're in training camp for MMA as well. Do you feel like
Yeah,
this is just going to help you prepare for Power Slap?
yeah, of course. Pretty much everything I do is MMA training. I add a little bit of stuff in for slapping, but I don't really change up too much just because obviously everybody knows this about me. I've said it since day one. My goal is to go to the UFC, is to fight, not necessarily be a power slapper, but this is just kind of the stepping stone that I'm taking to get there. So and I don't really change anything up. I stay in my fight camps. I do my fighting stuff. I slap a dummy every once in a while, but nothing too
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So you've had two matches since you last fought Sheena. What has
Yeah.
changed for you? I mean, either mentally and or physically.
I feel like I've lost a little bit of power just because I'm focusing on not moving my feet or not fouling, and I'm just gonna let that go, I think. I'm gonna let that go for this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I know early on, Emmanuel Muniz, and even Isaiah, I know had an influence on your kind of your striking style and technique. You were training with them. Are you still working with those guys, or are you adopting a little bit more of a different philosophy with different influences?
Um, I'm not necessarily adopting a different style or anything, but everybody just got super busy, so we don't get together that much.
Mhm.
But I don't really think about it that much. I just when they call me, I go.
Yeah, I know you're in California. You staying safe? Are you impacted at all by the fires or the smoke?
We have pretty high winds right now, but the fires are probably like an hour from me, so we're not really affected. We have some power outages up here just because of the winds, but fire-wise, we're safe.
Gotcha. I know all the way back to your wrestling days, you're used to traveling internationally, long flights, language
Yeah.
barrier, all that stuff. I mean, even recently, obviously in Abu Dhabi, does it excite you to have that opportunity to go to a new place and see new people?
Yeah, I mean, I love traveling. I love getting to experience cultures other than, the United States, and I have been able to travel quite a bit with wrestling. I'm a little bit nervous for Saudi Arabia, and I'm surprised that they're honestly having women's bouts on this card because you don't see it in the UFC. Like, women don't go over there and compete, so it's definitely something new.
Mhm. Have they spoken to you at all about, your fight kit, what you'll be wearing? Will it be any different at all?
I actually did talk to Erica yesterday because she called me because you posted that I'm fighting, and she's like, "Hey, we didn't know you were fighting." But and I asked her about the fight kit because I know it's a lot more strict there than it is in Abu Dhabi. And she did say that the fight kit is going to be different and that we have to be covered. So I don't think
Okay.
our face has to be covered, obviously, but probably, our arms and our legs will have to be covered.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, we were trying to get you in trouble. I mean, you posted
No,
up that you were
it's in my contract. I can do it, so I'm not in trouble. But
yeah.
they just like to know.
Absolutely. So you did speak to Erica about that, obviously.
Yeah,
I think it'll be interesting. From what I know, you're not the only women's fight on the match, so are on the card. So they're definitely, being progressive and pushing it forward. So really
yeah.
excited to kind of see how, that part of the world and how the fans and everything that interact, as well, and how that kind of bodes. But from all things obviously related to Power Slap, and even what they did in Saudi, I think it'll all be on the up and up. Are you worried
Oh
about
yeah.
Sheena having any ring rust whatsoever because she hasn't been back in Power Slap since the last time that both of you fought at the Durango?
Honestly, I don't know what she's been doing or how she's been training. Obviously, she had an MMA fight, so she's still active. She's still working out. Obviously, she's gonna have nerves. She doesn't want what happened last time to happen again. Even though she got the win, she got knocked out. So obviously, there's gonna be, that's gonna be in the back of her head. Not competing since then is gonna be in the back of her head. So I think for her, it's gonna be more of getting past those things mentally to get to the match than the actual physical match.
Mhm. How do you kind of foresee this match going? Do you think it's going to be done early again? Do you kind of see it going late?
I don't see it going late. I see her winning the coin toss 100%. I eat her slap, and then I'm gonna knock her out again.
You
Even
think
if
just
I
the
get
coin toss?
disqualified, it's happening again.
You think just the coin toss gods? Do you think they're just going to give it to her this time around?
Honestly, I don't really like the way that the coin toss goes, that they don't do it in front of us, that because then
Mhm.
to us, it just seems like they can just pick whoever they want. We don't see it. We don't see a video of it. We don't see anything about it. We just get an announcement when you guys post it. So it's like they could just pick. We have no idea. So
Mhm.
I do see
Yeah.
her winning the coin toss on this one because I think the last time they gave it to me because I was new, they had no idea. She already had some viral knockouts. They assumed she was going to win. They brought me in to lose in reality. And it happens in
Yeah.
fighting. I know it happens in different sports. So I knew that going in.
Mhm.
But yeah, I see her winning the coin toss
Mhm.
this time around.
Yeah, I mean, Road to the Title season 3, they did something a little bit different, which I thought was cool. They actually did the coin toss up on stage. So the athletes
I
got on
think they
stage,
should
they
do
didn't
that.
know. Yeah, it would definitely bring, I know obviously gambling makes things a little bit harder,
It's yeah, it would be
but
amazing for people to bet on that, who's gonna win the coin toss, and then, on the matches and stuff, but, they're
Mhm.
it's still new, it's still, they're still progressing, they're still trying different things, so I'm sure it'll come to that at some point.
Yeah. Are you happy with the overall progression of women in Power Slap? I mean, the last card we've seen more women than ever at any particular Power Slap event. Is it moving kind of at the pace you thought, or is it still lagging behind?
I still feel like it's lagging behind a little bit, and not necessarily that is anything on Power Slap's end. I just feel like a lot of women look at it and are like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna do that." So it's hard to get
Mhm.
people to want to do it. And I think that's where they're having a hard time getting more women. But yeah, obviously it's exciting to have, more people, more women out there doing it, different weight classes, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited for what this year is gonna be in Power Slap.
Absolutely. The progression keeps going forward. And like I said, we're seeing more, more and more women come into the sport. What do you think it's going to
Yeah.
take to try to get around that stigma for more women to apply to potentially see, maybe a road to the title that is all women done by women's coaches? Because it's seemingly like we're not that far away from seeing that become a reality.
I think they need to pay us more. One. Two, I think it's hard to say just because like a lot of women are not like me or like Paige or like Chelsea, that just want to compete and it doesn't matter what it is. And standing up there and getting smacked is you have to have balls to do that. And a lot of
Mhm.
women are just not willing to do it. So I think if they upped the amount of money that they're paying people, that more people would be willing to do it.
Mhm. I hear you. What do you think about Paige going back to MMA? I'm sure you've seen, but she signed a fight contract with, I believe it's Global MMA.
Yeah, Global Fight League. They actually offered me a contract and I turned it down. But I'm
Oh, really?
excited for her,
Okay.
you know, obviously. She she started in MMA, so, you know, it's
Mhm.
hard to step away from something that you've done for so long and that you like to do, especially now she's competing in other things, bare knuckle and now power slapping, and of course
Mhm.
she's gonna go back to MMA, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. What was declining that contract? Was it the numbers? Was it that you're in a contract with Invictus? Was something that you didn't like
No,
about it?
I'm not in any contract except with Power Slap, and Power Slap
Okay.
allows me to fight and compete in anything else as long as the dates don't conflict. It was the numbers for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Sheena's watching this interview, what do you wanna say to her?
Um, I don't really wanna talk shit, but, get ready to go to sleep again. That's what I would say to her.
Awesome. Appreciate your time. Travel safe. Look forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
you back up there on stage.